And we are live. It's your boy Dominic Rich back with another Champions League review. My guest Steve Mahala is kind of late today. Haven't been able to get in touch with him, so I'm just gonna do the show by myself until Steve wakes up and realize he's late. But if he doesn't, stop by tonight, I'll make sure it gets done. You know what I'm saying? Big respect to Steve. Don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure he's up to, something good. All right, so guys, let us get this thing popping, man. You know they say you have to say good things behind people's back, you know what I mean? Your real friends say good things behind your back and curse you in front of your face. All right, man. Guys, let's talk Champions League, man. In the past, I would actually do a live stream on the when on the Tuesday. Yeah, Steve was with his girlfriend earlier. Okay, Theodore. Okay, you must have had some insight. But I usually do a little review on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. But these days, I haven't been investing a lot of time into the channel, but I make sure I show up like I'm showing up tonight, and I'm going to show up tomorrow, and I'm going to show up Friday again with another live stream. So I'm making sure I do Champions League, the Premier League, and of course the Europa League and Conference League. And I want to do something for the international break as well. So I'm still here, man. I'm still here. You know what I mean? Even though I'm focused on other things in life, you know what I mean? Family, work, and all that good stuff, paying bills, dealing with the economic hardship. I'm still popping up, man. I'm still popping up. So big up to everybody and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I like to keep it real, man. I don't like to sugarcoat things that make you feel as if, you know what I mean, something else is going on. I let you know exactly what's going on with me. So let's start, man. Let us start. And without any delay at all, this is a Champions League review. We're going to go from group to group, okay? So we're going to start from Group A. Now, because Liverpool are in Group A and I like to do Liverpool last, we're going to do Group A first. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get it done with because I have a lot to say. Should have said something yesterday. I should have talked about these games yesterday. But I just said, you know what, man? I'm going to just chill out, man. I'm going to just relax a bit because I do deserve it. So in Group A, guys, we have Napoli on top the group with 2 wins and 2. Liverpool second, a win and a loss. Ajax a win and a loss. Liverpool with a better, well, actually, it seems as if goal difference does not count here, and it's head-to-head first. Goal difference second. So head-to-head, Liverpool ahead of Ajax, and Rangers at the bottom of the group without a point. In terms of my predictions for the group, how is it shaping up so far? I did make predictions, guys, but I didn't actually put out a video. But I do have predictions written down right here in my trusty notepad. So I have Liverpool top in Group A, Napoli coming in second, Ajax third, and Rangers last. So right about now, Napoli are the surprise team in the group so far, doing very, very well. So let us talk about them. Let us talk about them first. Let us talk about Napoli and Rangers. But before we do, Ajax 4, Rangers nil on match day 1. Napoli 4, Liverpool 1. So a lot of goals in this group so far. So let us touch on the Napoli Rangers game. So Rangers with a red card there. And in terms of that red card, let me just pull up the match on another page because, of course, the UEFA website choose not to put the time the player was sent off and the player, well, actually the player who was sent off. You know what I'm saying? You know how they do it. Whoever runs that website have no idea what they're doing. So yeah, let me find that game. That game is being very elusive to find on the Google page as well. So I okay. So where's this game? I don't know why this is. Okay, yeah, found it. So all right. So in this game, guys, it was a Rangers show in the first half. I gotta say they started well. They created some good opportunities, but didn't trouble the back of the net. And I have to say, Napoli They were slow starters in this game, but grew in stature as the game progressed. I gotta give it up to Kavicha Karavatskhelia, man. The commentators don't even know how to say the man's name, but I got to say he was on point on the day, with the exception of his finishing, you know, and his final third play. But overall, he tormented the Rangers defense. So you got to give it up to him. Start on the day once again. So after a good early flurry by Rangers and them not taking their chances, well, okay, you know who did? Napoli. So in this game, in terms of the most important points, James Sands, 55th minute yellow card, which was converted into a red, of course, for bringing down the play in the box. Player was about to score, and a penalty was given at that moment where Zielinski stepped up and he missed his penalty. Well, he got saved by the goalkeeper there. What's his name? McGregor. McGregor saved the penalty, and the rebound was actually put in by Politano, but Politano had encroached in the box, and the goal, the of course, the penalty had to be retaken. I think you see that Politano or the defender had encroached. So when on the retake, it was Politano, I think, who took the second penalty, and that one got saved by McGregor as well. So definitely. I think it was a double save, and then they did get another penalty later on where Politano put it away. If I'm not mistaken, I think it might have been Zielinski to take the second. The I think Zielinski took the penalty the second time around, if I'm not mistaken, and Politano put away the penalty when they did. If I'm getting the timeline correctly. I think I'm getting the timeline correctly. Let me just scroll back and make sure I'm getting the timeline, because when these things happen, tend to be a bit confusing. But I know there was two penalties saved by McGregor, and they did get another penalty. So yeah, Politano puts the ball in the back of the net after Zielinski, but ruled out because of VAR. All right, Zielinski will have to retake, and he did retake, and it was saved. So both penalties were actually saved by McGregor, and then another penalty was awarded for handball, Borna Barisic handball. He received a yellow card for that. All right, it's all coming back to me now. So Politano stepped up, put it away, brilliant penalty, and he has been bright so far in the Champions League. And Raspadori off the bench, along with Ndombele off the bench, scored for a late flurry there, 85th and 92nd minute. So Napoli with a big 3-0 win. It could have actually been more, because in the second half, or later on in the second half, they had a lot of chances, man. So let's just take a look at the stats for this game really, really quick, so you could have some insight on who are the more dominant team here. If you check possession, very even, very even. And the thing too, right? You got to give it up to Napoli, because going to Ibrox and picking up a win in that type of atmosphere is it can't be discounted, man, because most teams go to Ibrox and struggle to score and struggle to win games. So 25 attempts there you could see for Napoli. Let's just get on to the attacking stats so we get a better look there. And they had 3 goals, of course, 10 on target. So they were the dominant side. They threatened Rangers' goal, but I think most of this came in the second half, though. Rangers, they started brightly, but they fizzled away as the game went along, and lost. So, look, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst may be under a little bit of pressure here, not doing too well in the league, and of course, 2 losses in the Champions League so far by big margins. I did predict a Napoli win here as well. Just want to put it out there. I predicted a 2-1 win for Napoli, and they came out 3-0 winners. So give it up to Spalletti, who was seen walking with a walking stick there. Hope he feels better soon. But Napoli, it looks like they mean business this season. Even though they lost quite a few players, they're transitioning well, and players are stepping up. Guys like Raspadori coming into the team, Ndombele, Kavara. Let me just say Kavara. I don't want to tie up my tongue by saying Kavicha, Karavatskelia. All these guys are playing well, man. So, you know, big win. I did predict that Rangers would be the whipping boys of this group, and it's turning out to be exactly so. So big up to everybody in the house, man. How's everybody feeling? Appreciate you guys coming through for yet another one. We're gonna keep it moving, though. We're definitely gonna keep it moving. But just to check the lineups really quick before we do move on to see if we see any, players that deserves a mention. James Sands, American international, sent off there. He need to definitely watch his step next time. A little rash there. Scott Arfield didn't have a bad game before he went off. That's a Canadian international. And it was nice to actually see Morelos get a chance. You know how hot-headed he could be. And I think he handled himself very well in the match. So on the other side for Napoli there, Simeone, like I predicted, started ahead of the injured Osimhen, and Raspadori coming off the bench again to great effect like he did on the weekend. Lobatka, Zambo Anguissa, and Zielinski did their thing in the midfield again. Rachmani, Kim Min-jae. But Mario Rui did slot in at left back there. I think it was another change that was made from match day one. So, Di Lorenzo is a captain, smooth operator, flying under the radar, proving himself to be a quality player. So, well done, well done, well done by Napoli. We're going to move on. I think I spent way too long talking about Napoli and Rangers there because we have a lot of games to go through, guys. And with that being said, let us talk about the next game in the group. Liverpool 2, Ajax 1. Let's talk. I did predict a 2-2 draw for this match just to give Ajax a bit of respect, seeing that Liverpool were not in good form, and Ajax, they have been winning all their matches in the Eredivisie and winning on the match they won as well against Rangers. So, of course, I can't say, yeah, Liverpool are going to blow them out the park because they surely didn't. You know what I mean? But Salah in the 17th minute, look, Salah need goals, and this would do his confidence a whole lot of good. So, when Salah scored, the lead didn't hold for too long. 10 minutes later, Kudus in the 27th minute, and Ajax gave Liverpool a good run for their money. But I have to say on the day, Liverpool were indeed the better team and kept Remco Pasveer very, 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 very busy. Matip with the winner in the 89th minute. And I think it gave Liverpool a deserved win because they were more dangerous. Ajax were very, very, reserved in their approach. I think they had a game plan to, okay, they won one, take the draw at Anfield and go back home and work with that. Because with the draw, it would have been in a more healthier position than Liverpool, and now Liverpool go ahead of them in the group. So got to give Liverpool a lot of credit, though. I don't think they are back at their best, but they've shown glimpses of what we know they're capable of doing. Let us take a look at the lineup that Klopp put out, right? Tsimikas in for injured, Robertson, Matip in for Joe Gomez, who I think, maybe going through some things, you know what I'm saying? Midlife crisis, maybe, who knows? Van Dijk, plays a lot better alongside Matip. So you need someone with experience next to Van Dijk who has been struggling as of late. Alexander Arnold, you could say, he had an okay game. Going forward, we know how dangerous he could be, but tracking back, always suspect, man. The midfield, Fabinho, Elliott, and Thiago. I think Thiago came in and, obviously give Liverpool a more dynamism in the midfield. He didn't do anything great on the day, in my opinion, but just his presence, and his, his influence definitely helped. But Salah, Jota, Luis Diaz, man. Luis Diaz is the man. I'm telling you, Luis Diaz has been the best player on Liverpool team this season, and he was very, very bright on the day once again. I'm not going to remember every single minute detail of this match because I didn't write notes, but I know Liverpool did go out there and they played some good football, and Ajax did too. I think they contained Liverpool very, very well. The goalkeeper pulled off some good saves when he needed to and made Liverpool fight really hard for that win, which I think was deserved. Really, really deserved. Ajax could have easily equalized, late in the game, but credit to Liverpool once again for actually, managing the game well and seeing out the win. So look, kudos, man. Kudos to kudos. But that was a great goal, man. That was a great goal. Telling you, the leave by Bergwijn, and the ball was pretty much behind Kudos, and oh man, that was brilliant. That was a really, really good goal, man. So gotta definitely give it to Ajax. They went out there. I think they tried their best, but the end of the day, maybe a bit of a inexperience amongst the squad that couldn't see out that game because give away that late set piece, and guys like Matip and Van Dijk could be very, very dangerous in set piece situations, and bam, very, very good goal there by Joel Matip, man, coming up clutch there for Liverpool once again, like he has been doing, you know, throughout his Liverpool career. So look, Liverpool needed that win because if they drew that game, that meant they only had 1 point. It wasn't, the end of their group stages. I'm not gonna say that, but it was important that they win, that they get back to winning ways. I was observing Klopp on the touchline. Oh man, he looked a nervous wreck. He looked like he was very concerned, and at the end of the day, you know, he was a relieved man. So Joel Matip, man, coming up clutch there. And in terms of that goal, Simicas with the assist. I I remember when Simicas was first signed by Liverpool, I was walking down the block there making a video and I called him average. I do think he was an average player, but he has definitely improved during his time at Liverpool. And I've been calling for Simicas to actually start ahead of Andy Robertson. Give Robertson a break, let him fight for his spot again, and let Simicas get a good run in the team. Who knows? It might make him into a world class left back if he gets the run in the team. You might not be able to get him out. The only thing that might be able to get him out is injury. You see what I'm saying? So his deliveries are very, very good as well. So credited with the assist there for the Joel Matip goal. And well needed win and deserved win in my opinion. So look, Schroeder and his boys can't keep their heads down, We know what they're capable of. They could knock off Rangers again, get something against Napoli, and put themselves in a good position to get out the group. But this group is gonna be very, very very, very, well contested. So look, just to touch on some stats before we do move on. Ajax 24, Liverpool 24 attacks, 24 attempts, pardon me, 10 on target, 10 off target. So when I say they deserve the win, they were a better team. Ajax with only 3 attempts, one of them in the back of the net. They just sat back for the entire game, and I don't like that type of football, but if it's a strategy that you need to implement to get something, you do your thing, so be it. But I don't like that type of football. I like watching Liverpool and Man City play. What I mean? Napoli. These teams are very, very attacking. What I mean? Bayern Munich, your Barcelona's. Very go out there and play attacking, attractive football, man. Not that Juventus style Atletico Madrid type football. You feel me? That'll put you to sleep. So look, big win. I don't want to go through all these stats and everything, but you get the gist. You get the gist of everything. Massive win for Liverpool. And they will be hoping that they could get their train back on track because definitely derailed on match day one there by Napoli. So look, we're not gonna prolong this any further. We're just gonna go back, just top off this group and move on to Group B. So look, for the next matches in Group A, guys, we're gonna have Ajax facing Napoli and Liverpool hosting Rangers. What are you guys saying? Big up to everybody in the chat right about now. Let me see. Marcel in the house. How are you doing, Marcel? Clinical, Lego Dude, Daryl Turner. Big up to BX Gunner, AD. Who else we got in here, man? Bruno Gomes. Who else we got? Clinical. I shout you out already. Michael Olapido. Awesome BLE. Everybody in the house, guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. We're in the house. Let's keep it moving. It's just Champions League review. We don't want to be here all day, though. Definitely not. So in Group B, we got Club Brugge on top of the group, man. Ooh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Not expected at all. Leverkusen second, Atleti third, and Porto last. My prediction for Group B, Porto first, Atleti second, Club Brugge third, and Leverkusen last. But it's very lopsided right about now. Very, very lopsided. So let's get into the games. I don't think I didn't watch any games from this group live, but from the previous group, I did watch Liverpool live and the highlights for the Napoli Rangers game. So I did manage to watch most of the highlights for these matches. There were 16 games. I watched about 4.5 games, I think. Well, 3.5 games, maybe two full games and 2 half games because the earlier matches are kind of, wasn't really paying full attention to those games, but I was tuned in. But did watch the highlights. It's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work. So make sure you smash up the thumbs up button for the work that I've been putting in. When I've been putting in the work. So look, Club Brugge 1, Leverkusen 0, Atleti 2, Porto 1 on match day 1. But this time around, it's Leverkusen turning the tables with a 2-0 win over Atletico Madrid. And Club Brugge beating Porto 4-0 to keep the Portuguese champions scoreless. And, scoreless on the day, winless in the group. So, look, did Porto win the Portuguese league last season? They did, right? I think they did. I think they did. So, they did, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So, Leverkusen, this is a shock result to me. I wasn't expecting this result at all. I really, really wasn't. My prediction here, okay. Let me let you know my prediction for this. Just so you know, I did predict for the first group, Liverpool and Ajax to draw. Rangers 1, Napoli 2. I did mention that. But for this group, I predicted a narrow 1-0 victory for Atleti over Leverkusen. And I predicted Porto to defeat Club Brugge 2-1. Didn't get any of these predictions right, and I love it, man. Look, Atleti played nothing in this match. They had a nothing game. Nothing whatsoever. Boring football all day. And when I watch João Felix playing for Atleti, I'm like, I feel it for the young man because he should have never ended up at Atletico Madrid. I think him being Atletico Madrid stunted his development big time, man. You see what I'm saying? Big time. It stunted his development. And it's just sad to see him over there playing in that defensive type, setup. And it's just negative football. And he's not thriving, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the João Felix we saw in his earlier days at Benfica, man. You see what I'm saying? Live wire João Felix, confident. I don't know. He needs to leave. He might be expensive, but he needs to go out on loan somewhere, man, with an option to buy because it ain't working out at Atleti at all. Look, Andrich in the 84th minute, Diaby in the 87th. Leverkusen left it late, but they were indeed the better team on the day. Let's just take a look at the stats, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying, man. Look, Diaby looked bright. Hozek and Schick, remember they hit the post. They had opportunities with Atleti. So look, 11 total attempts for Atleti and 3 on target. 4 off target, 7 blocks. 7 block shots. Didn't hit the crossbar nor the post, but you could see crossbar and post hit there by Leverkusen in the same play. And they had 18 total attempts, 5 on target, 6 off target. In terms of possession, pretty even. Pretty even with 53 for Atleti, 47 for Leverkusen. But look, you got to give the German team a lot of credit here for bouncing back from the disappointment on match day one, losing against Club Brugge, a team that I think they could have gotten something from. You see what I'm saying? At least a draw. You see what I mean? At least a draw. They should have gotten something. So it must have been really disappointed for them not to get something. I just want the thing to pop up there, the score sheet there. So Gerardo Cioni, his name is very difficult to say. He's been under some pressure for his league form and the team not being defensively sound. But look, they were defensively sound in the game and they stunned Atleti. Just from watching the highlights there, Atleti looks stunned. And when you think about Diego Simeone being in charge for so long, I think Atleti might need a refresh, man. They might need some type of refresh, bring in a different manager, give the fans something else to look at, some other prospect, because this is downright boring football, man. Seriously, every season we see this for Atletico Madrid. Every single season. Boring snooze fest football. You see what I'm saying? So something needs to change. Something gotta change, man. You know what I mean? So let's see. Let's see if the pressure. Let's see if the pressure is gonna, fold Diego Simeone, but I doubt. You see, they won late on match day one. They lost this game. I bet they bounce back in the next match day. I bet they do. You see what I'm saying? They do have a lot of quality in the team. Especially, I like their midfielders, Marcos Llorente and Koke. I like those two. Saul fell off big time. But look at how they're set up. Very defensively, man. You know what I mean? Very defensive team. And you got to give Bayer Leverkusen a lot of credit for getting behind their defense with the type of goals that they scored. Very easily they got in behind. One player I got to give a lot of credit to, and it's the former City youngster, what's his name? Jeremy Frimpong. Let's find him. He came on in the 69th minute for Adam Lozek, and he changed the game. He's a former right back for City. And I've seen a few of them. Rabbi Mutondo plays for I think he plays for Rangers these days. And I like to see these little Man City youngsters that never really got an opportunity at the first team doing well. Who knows? Maybe they'll make a comeback in the future because Frimpong came on and changed the game. I think he got both assists. Yeah, I think Frimpong got the assist for both goals. The cut back to Andrich and the brilliant ball, man, around the defense over to Diaby, who looked really good on the day there. So I don't know, man. Atleti, you're looking really suspect. So you could see guys like Sada Azmoun coming off the bench, Mitchell Baca, Aranguiz, Chilean. Another player that deserves a lot of credit is Callum Hudson-Odoi. He played a big role in this win as well, and he's thriving over there at Leverkusen, where at Chelsea, the man couldn't get, any game time at all. So, look, we're not going to linger forever on this one. We're going to keep it moving. Big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Guys, smash the thumbs up button. Leave your thoughts in the chat. We'll definitely get to the comments pretty soon. So, look, we're going to keep it moving. Club Brugge, man. Give it up to Club Brugge. Listen, give it up to them. I'm going to give them a round of applause. Round of applause to Club Brugge. Look, Ferran Jutgla. The name didn't come out good. Ferran Jutgla in the 15th minute. He was taken down and he stepped up and put away a penalty. He wanted a penalty. He's like, hey, Van Aken, none of you guys going to come up and take this. It's mine. And he put it away smartly, man. Almost perfect penalty. Soa in the 47th minute. He had a couple attempts as well, but he put away that one. Skov Olsen, the Dane, has been, on the rise over the last couple seasons. And Nusa, 17 years old, making his Champions League debut with an 89th minute goal. So Porto completely flattened, slapped in the face, smashed up on the day. and Club Brugge, a team that most people don't give a lot of credit. They don't rate them very highly, and I'm pretty sure predicted them to come last in the group. I predicted them to come in third. So I show them some respect because I know what they're capable of doing. They were in City's group last season, and this team is not a team to play around with. And if you look around their team, guys like Noah Long is injured. I think he's injured because he wasn't involved. I don't think he was even on the bench. Yeah, he wasn't even on the bench. So he's been out of the team lately. Unused substitutes like Kyle Laren, but this team is just full of freaking talent, man. But look, you got to give Minile a lot of credit too, because when Porto did create some opportunities, Minile came up with some really, really good saves, man. So credit to him. But look, Club Brugge, very, very clinical on the day. And I think they 100% deserve this win, man, without a doubt. Look, give it up to Dennis O'Doy, who was playing in the championship last season and a few seasons with Fulham. And now he's playing Champions League football. That's what I love to see, man. That is exactly what I love to see. So the Club Brugge manager's name is Carl Hofkens, for your information. And if you had asked me what his name was, I would not have been able to tell you. Seriously. But Porto were all over the place on the day and picked off by Club Brugge. Very, very, very clinical. And they could have scored a lot more, but, of course, headers like, for example, Yaremchuk came off the bench and put a header straight into the goalkeeper's arm. So, you know, this could have got uglier. Let's just put it that way. So let's just set the stats really quick for this game. Go on to the attacking stats. I like to check attacking stats. I don't want to go to the other stats really, but attacking stats: 15 attempts for Porto, 4 on target for Club Brugge, 13, 7 on target. So whenever Porto was on point, Minile came to the rescue. So give it up to the former Liverpool goalkeeper there, Minile. In terms of possession, pretty much shared, 47-53. And look, the underdogs prevailed on the day, coming up against former champions Porto, who won the European title twice in their history. So give it up to Club Brugge, right? Guys, thoughts in the comments, please. I'm going to touch that before we do move on. Look, in terms of the next games for this group, match day 3, guys, coming up October 4th. We got Club Brugge against Atlético Madrid and Porto coming up against Leverkusen. So talk to me, guys. Talk to me. All right. Big up to Franklin Cap in the house. Bruges, always a tough test for everyone. What do we got? Agree Atleti, a very dull team. Big up to Albe Bass. Hello, Dom. Thanks for the update and keep up the great job. My warm regards to your adorable daughters. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Marcel, Minile doing his thing indeed. Lego, I thought Minile was a fraud. No, he's getting clean sheets in the Champions League for Bruges. Indeed, man. Paloma in the house. Big up, Dom. Can't stay sadly because of school. Thanks for coming through, bro. Thanks for coming through. Dupe in the house, man. Thanks for coming through as well. Big up to BX Gunner, who says a lot of big names will be dropping to the Europa League. Indeed. Donovan McCrabb in the house. Nice to see you. Leverkusen is always unpredictable. Nice comments, guys. Keep them coming. We are going to keep it moving, though. Let's go on to Group C, where when I did the prediction with Mike, on his channel, my channel, multi-stream there, I said that the Barca Bayern game was overhyped because, and my reason for that is because Bayern was always going to go on to win that game. You know what I mean? People get hyped up about Barcelona only to get let down. I knew Bayern were going to win the game. But anyways, my prediction for this group is Bayern Munich to top, Barca second, into third, and Plzeň to come in last. And in terms of my predictions on the day for these matches, I predicted a Bayern 2-1 win over Barcelona. And I was tempted to predict a 2-2 draw. I scratched it out last minute and predicted a win for Bayern, and I'm glad I did. And for Pilsen versus Inter, I went with a 2-1 win for Inter, and it was a close prediction as well. So let's talk about these games, man. Let us go. Let's start with the one Inter Plzeň. So look, Bayern defeated Inter 2-0 on match day one, Barcelona 5-1 over Pilsen. Pilsen nil, Inter 2. A red card there for Pilsen. And let me find that red card really, really quick. I think it was about the 61st minute for Pilsen. And let me find that. I did not watch this game. I did see the goal by Dzeko, but missed the Dumfries goal. But Pavlo Buchka got sent off in the 61st minute. Edin Dzeko in the 20th. And Denzel Dumfries in the 70th. I kind of have a feeling that Pep Guardiola let go Edin Dzeko too early. You know what I'm saying? Because when Pep came in, Pep said, man, y'all, everybody need to leave. I think Dzeko left the same season Pep came in. He was like, nah, man, you're not my type of guy. Get out of here. You know, so Dzeko has been prolific still. And he's 36 years old. There's no slowing down for Edin Dzeko. Man, instrumental in that monumental first Premier League title there for Manchester City. He won 2 titles at City as well. One under Mancini and the other under Pellegrini. So when he left City was in 2015. As soon as Pep came in, I think he left the summer Pep came in, if I'm not mistaken, or the summer before. I think it was the summer before. Yeah, I think he actually left before Pep came in. Pep came in 2016. He left in 2015 for Roma. So all right, he was already, yeah. So I was wrong with that one, but maybe Pep would have kept him. Maybe he would have. Maybe he definitely would have. But I've always liked Dzeko though. Always liked him. So look, as I didn't really watch this game, I expected Inter to win, nothing less. And this is very good for Inter because they lost on match day one. So it's good to get their group stage campaign going. For Pilsen, I said that they weren't going to be beating sticks in the league, in the group, but they apparently are. And they're not competing really, and they just get knocked out. They get knocked out every game. Like a boxing match, you get knocked out basic every game. Imagine you're a boxer and every match you fight, you get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very discouraging. But listen, you're rubbing shoulders with the big boys, man. You know what I mean? You gotta expect these things. So look, I think Lukaku is still out for Inter. They would want to have him back for the later stages of the group. For the later stages in the group, I'm trying to get this thing to refresh, but it's not working properly. So I could just check the lineups there for Inter, get some more insight. But in terms of stats, though, let's just check the attacking stats. 18 attempts for Inter, 7 on target, only 8 shots for Pilsen, 1 on target. So very, very dominant game there by Inter. And in terms of the possession, 69% of the ball. You can see the passing accuracy there, 91 with 648%. Pilsen hardly had the ball. See that? 219 passes completed. Pretty one-sided, even though they were at home. I think they're just passengers right now in the group, and they're just pretty happy to be back in the Champions League once again. So let me see if we have lineups. Yep, we got some lineups here. And look, just to check, Inter, Correa, and Dzeko started. Not even Lautaro. I think I saw him on the bench, and Lukaku is injured these days. But if you check the Inter team, I like the team though. A lot of quality in this Inter team. So I expect big things from them, but they're usually a team that let you down though. Because see, Gosens, Mkhitaryan, Brozovic, Barella, Dumfries, Bastoni, Acerbi, and Skriniar. Very, very quality center backs there with Onana in goal, being the Champions League goalkeeper there ahead of Handanovic. So you look Handanovic on the bench, you got guys like Gagliardini, former, well, I don't want to say former, he plays for Italy, but pretty out of favor these days. Stefan de Vrij, the Dutchman, Lautaro Martinez, Chalanoglu with his quality, D'Ambrosio, DeMarco, Damian, from Man United days and everything, still around. Aslani. So a lot of quality in this Inter team, but it's gonna be tough to get out of this group with Bayern and Barcelona. So that's the test, man. That is the test. Are they gonna pass? Left to be seen. So we're definitely gonna keep it moving, and let's move on to the big game. Let's start the big game. Is it so big? Is it as big as people say it is? I really don't think so. Maybe before, but ever since Barcelona got their ass smashed 8-2, and then last season got at 9-0 against Bayern, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, man. What are you going to expect? What do you expect? You expect Barcelona to show up? They should have, because I think they were the better team in the first half, but they didn't take their chances. That's the thing. When you're not going to take your chances, and well, look, give credit to Bayern, give credit to Manuel Neuer, but still, you have to take your chances. Lewandowski, you got to take those, man. You see what I mean? Coming up against your old team there, back in the stadium where you played for quite, about 8 seasons or so. Nah, maybe not that many. Nah, not 8, right? Maybe. No, maybe about 5, 6 seasons. I don't know. But look, the point is, he probably, was a bit nervous. It was in the back of his head. There was a monkey on his shoulder. I'm back home. Man, I got to score, but doesn't score, right? A lot of opportunities, man. Too much to count. Too much to count. You could remember the Pedri chance. Pedri, how you don't score? You see what I'm saying? And not the chance where he had like an open goal and he put it wide, brilliant play. Early in the game when Manuel Neuer pulled off a big save. And then the couple headers there by Lewandowski. Come on, you gotta score those. You gotta score those. So I think that is what hurt Barcelona on the day. And come in the second half, Bayern, grew in stature. Luca Hernandez with that brilliant goal, and then Sane. Oh man, Sane was mesmerizing on the day, man. Really, really good. He probably got man of the match too. Look, another player that deserves my credit and your credit. Listen, Jamal Musiala. Oh man, he was damn good on the day, man. Woo! Musiala was nice on the day. Sadio Mane, had a couple chances, a couple, extra touches and wasn't really given the chance to do his thing, but he was there and about. But the players that really stood out for me, Sane, Musiala. Listen, Davies versus Rafinha over there on that wing. Oh man, that was a good battle. Manuel Neuer with those saves. Upamecano dealing with Lewandowski and Dembele and co with his speed. But another player that deserves a lot of credit is Ousmane Dembele. I think Barcelona could have gotten something from this game. They could have at least walked away with a draw if they had taken their chances. But the kind of fluid football that they play, coming up against a quality outfit like Bayern, they bound to leave, gaps in their defense, and that is exactly what they did in the second half there. I think Jules Koundé had a good game, credit to him. Him and Arias like switched later on in the match, but Koundé had a good game. Pedri, had some good chances as well. Lewandowski, I think, could have been a bit more clinical, but Ousmane Dembele is the pick of the bunch for the Barcelona players for me. Ter Stegen back in Germany there. I think he started off the game well, but had to pick the ball out of the net twice there. And look, the Bayern dominance over Barcelona continued. Julian Nagelsmann, I think he was a bit nervous at the beginning of the game, but those nerves were settled when those goals started going in. And you could see how he was celebrating and everything. And Xavi Hernandez humbled. So look, I told you, I don't want to say it, but I told y'all, Barcelona ain't doing nothing when come up against Bayern Munich, man. Not against Bayern Munich. You see, And I think they might actually be a bit suspect against the quality oppositions this season. Remember, I told you that. Remember, I said it. They look good on paper. Don't get me wrong. They look good. A lot of options to choose from, right? Another player that did well, Benjamin Pavard went off injured. Nusayr Mazrui came on and played like a boss, a couple good blocks. His speed, had a couple opportunities to score as well. Was a clinical. Sabitzer had chances to score. Goritza, who replaced him at halftime, had a good chance to score as well. Look, opportunities galore for Bayern Munich, man. Even off the bench, Matthias Tell, he came on and had a nice little cameo there as well. So Gnabry, Gravenberg got a run out. Look, I think for Barcelona, maybe a rethink is needed. Maybe, and I'm saying maybe because I don't want to say, yeah, this should be done or what, but I'm saying maybe, right? I'm taking it with a grain of salt here. Maybe Xavi did not get his 11 right. Think about it. Maybe this game was calling out for Frank Kessie and his physicality in the midfield and his stamina levels in the midfield. Frankie de Jong, his mobility in the midfield, right? Maybe the game was calling out for players like that. So maybe, even though I think Busquets had an okay game, maybe Busquets and Gavi should have been on the bench, and it should have been De Jong and Kessié in the midfield there. You see, along with Pedri and his creativity and everything. Maybe he got it wrong. You see what I'm saying? Marcos Alonso at left back. Maybe this game was calling out for maybe a Jody Alba or even the youngster Balde. You see what I mean? So I think Xavi may have got his lineup wrong in this game. Seriously, I think he got it wrong. I really think he got it wrong. Let me be definitive and say he got it wrong, because he definitely did. So look, don't need to get deeper into this, but let's just check some stats before we do move on. Are Barcelona gonna bounce back in Bayern Barca 2.0 at the Camp Nou? It's left to be seen, but I don't even think so. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think so, man. Look. It was a good game. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good game to watch. You could see that 56 attacks by Barca, 47 by Bayern. Barca had a lot of opportunities in the first half. Did not capitalize on those golden opportunities. 18 shots, 4 on target. Bayern only 13, 4 on target. So you could see who were more clinical on the day. And the more clinical team always going to walk away with the 3 points. Possession shared, pretty much similar stats all over the field. But the most important stat, 2 to Bayern, 0 to Barcelona. So rethink is needed. Xavi got to go back to the drawing board. But for Nagelsmann, listen, keep following that script. And who knows, you might be lifting the Champions League at the end of the season. All right? So, look, it's my thoughts on that one. Bayern 2, Barca 0. And I predicted a win for Bayern Munich. And I feel good about that. Sorry, Barcelona fans, but you know what I mean? You got to come better. So, look, we are moving along pretty well. Before we do move on to the next group, Group D, next games will be contested between Bayern and Pilsen. Inter will host Barcelona. Guys, big up to everybody in the chat. What are you guys saying in the comments right about now? So let me see. Bruno Gomez, you really did nearly a prediction for this one. Yeah, I did. Feel good about that. So the Lego dude say, I think it was Musiala who got man of the match. Okay, deserved. He was damn good. Lewandowski thought he was still in a Bayern shirt. Sane with a filthy finish. Yeah, Sane was nice, man. Sane was really, really nice. So let me see. Pilsen were unlucky in their draw, all killers. Yeah, they're in the group of death, basically, man. You know, so let me see what we got here. Big up to everybody dropping comments. We'll definitely appreciate that. Barca are very weak at the fullback spots. Well, they sold Dest. They brought in, guys like Marcos Alonso and Bellerin. Who else they brought in again? They wanted players and they brought them in. So they strengthened. They supposedly strengthened in those positions. So look, we're gonna keep it moving. We still got a lot of work to do. We've been live 50 minutes, so we're not moving too fast. That means we're gonna be live for another 50 minutes. I don't think so. We're gonna get a move on. All right. So get into Group D. We won't stay too long on Group D. I didn't watch any of the games. Yeah, I did watch a Tottenham Sporting. Yeah, mostly not like all of. I was drifting in and out of that game. But let's go. Frankfurt nil, Sporting 3, Tottenham 2, Marseille nil, Sporting 2, Tottenham nil, and Frankfurt 1, Marseille nil. So Marseille has not started well, but the other teams have all picked up wins and losses. But Sporting, let's talk about them. What a start to this year's competition. An indifferent start in a positive way to last season, where I could recall they lost their first three matches and then bounced back to win their last three. So they are continuing from basically where they left off, not from the knockout stages, but in terms of their group stage form. The big win over Frankfurt, and followed it up with a massive win over Tottenham Hotspur, which was something of a sucker punch because the game pretty, balanced throughout the 90, where I think Sporting was the better team. And I think they were unlucky not to score because of, some brilliant saves by Hugo Lloris, to keep them out. In terms of Spurs, not many big chances to score. Not from what I could recall. I could remember Richarlison, maybe Kane had a few look-ins, but Sporting at home here, I think what a better team, man, and deserved the win, which was a sucker punch win, as I said in the end there. Paulinho with a head. I think Paulinho, if I'm not mistaken, came off the bench. I think both goal scorers may have come off the bench. Yep. Both goal scorers did come off the bench. Paulinho scored in the 90th minute. Let's just track where they came off the bench here. So Paulinho came on in the 76th minute for Trincao, who did get opportunities, but I think was a bit selfish in the match. Marcus Edwards, oh my God, he had a freaking play where Lloris pulled off a save, and the former Tottenham youth player almost scored a blinder. He tormented Spurs on the day, and I think Sporting would want to hold on to him, but I think Premier League clubs are going to go in for Marcus Edwards next summer, man, because he looks a very, very good player. Low center of gravity, good dribbling ability, and the pace. I think what he needs to work on, maybe his finishing. But listen, Arthur Gomes, sporting version of Genie Wijnaldum. Oh man, came off the bench there to put the nail in Tottenham's coffin to stun Antonio Conte and his boys there. So listen, Ruben Amorim, he's a very highly rated manager, and he was just calm. He was just so calm on the touchline. Wasn't really celebrating too crazy because he knew anything could have happened, but it was a very well polished performance by Sporting. And they're proving me wrong because if you go back to my predictions here for Group D, I predicted Frankfurt to top the group, Tottenham second, Sporting third, and Marseille last. Well, with the Marseille thing, I'm pretty much on point. But Sporting, I'm getting them wrong. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. They have quality in their team. Sebastian Coates has been around for some time. Gonzalo Ignacio, he has garnered interest from a lot of clubs. You could see the Japanese Morita. He did some really good work in the midfield, and I think he had a big chance to score as well. Ugarte is another player, highly rated. And Pedro Gonçalves, we know of his capabilities. But look, one player that stood out on a day with a couple chances and a couple balls into the box, Pedro Porto, who was in the, on Man City's books, never really played for City. And I'm pretty sure Man City has a buyback clause in there for Pedro Porro. We might see Pedro Porro at Man City next season. Who knows? Replacement for an aging Kyle Walker, maybe. He's been playing very, very well for Sporting, man. So definitely give him a lot of credit. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. You guys know I'm on daddy duties. So yeah, just continue this analysis of this game. Let's just go to the stats. But give it up to Lloris though, because if it wasn't for Lloris, Sporting would have been winning that game a very, very long time, man. So if you take a look at the attacks here, very open game. Spurs with 48, Sporting with 36, but more clinical team under the Sporting. Let's just take a look here. 12 attempts for Spurs, 5 on target. Adan, had to pull off some saves as well. There was also 4 blocks, 4 off target, and 12 shots for Sporting, 6 on target. So look, Lloris, busy, man. And for those of you guys who actually watch the game, would know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you watch the highlights, you would know exactly what I'm talking about there. So look, I don't think Spurs, and I did mention this in the build-up. I didn't predict Sporting to win this game though. In terms of my prediction for this match, let me just share my prediction really, really quick. I predicted a 2-1 win for Spurs and Marseille to beat Frankfurt 3-1. So I got both predictions in this group wrong. So, yeah, I don't mind getting my prediction wrong, which means that we had a good game. It was unpredictable. It was not so, let me say, it was not so predictable. So, let me give you some juice. No, you don't want? Okay, relax then. Relax. Relax yourself. So look, Spurs, I think shocked under it because we have them as the favorites to come out the group. They got the quality in their team. Let's just take a look at the Spurs 11 really quick before we do move on. They got the quality, but questions has to be asked. Does Hunming's son need to get dropped? You see what I mean? Son gotta get dropped because we've been seeing Son being persisted with. Kulusevski has, sitting out. Richarlison sitting out sometimes. I think Son needs to be on the bench. You see what I mean? Until he could get his form back. Maybe he could play that part off the bench, and when players are tired, he could take advantage of those situations. But right now, it's not working out at all. It ain't. So look, think Lloris, best player on the day for Spurs. So we're definitely gonna keep it moving. Before we do, let me see if we could spot any notable mentions off the bench. Only Kulusevski was actually used off the bench by Spurs. That just shows how much Sporting had a stronghold over them on the day. So and Sporting did use their bench to great effect, bringing players off the bench to win the game. So let us keep it moving. Let us go back and let's finish off Group D here. Let's go. Let's go. So Group D. Listen, I wasn't expecting this result. Marseille nil, Frankfurt 1. Good on Frankfurt to actually bounce back from their match. They won loss. Remember, they're debutants in this competition. They won the Europa League last season. That's how they got into the Champions League. And they won this game on the road a goal to nil. I did not get a chance to look at the highlights for this one, guys, because, it's a lot of highlights and I got a lot of things going on. I was watching games today as well. So, gotta drop the wife to work, gotta take care of my son here, and still gotta watch highlight. It was pretty tough. So I didn't get to watch the highlights for this one, but the Dane Lindstrom scored in the 43rd minute, and that was the game's only goal. So I'm pretty disappointed with Marseille, to be honest. I expected better things from them, if I'm being completely real. But they have just been a letdown so far in the group stage, man. So Igor Tudor must be under some kind of pressure there for his job, not doing too well. But look, this Marseille team was put together over the summer. You know what I mean? Few guys coming in, guys like Tavares, Bailly, Alexis Sanchez coming in. You know, few names I'm maybe missing, but the team is still transitioning and still trying to gel. So you can't be too harsh on them, but they need to pick up results, or else it could be kaput for them in terms of the Champions League group stage, man. But credit to Frankfurt, shout outs to guys like Mario Götze. Knauf is a very, very talented player. Daichi Kamada, good on him. He's playing Champions League football after, doing well in the Europa League over some time, you know what I'm saying? So Hasebi as well, the Japanese connection there in the Frankfurt team. So look, Oliver Glasner, we know how good he's been with this Frankfurt team, and they deserve nothing less than the win, in my opinion. So, any notable mentions here off the bench for these teams? Sebastian Rhoda, he's been around for some time. Timothy Chandler, former American international there. Who else we got over there for Marseille? You got Harit Isakabore on loan from City. Cengiz Under, Luis Suarez, the Colombian, and Guendouzi. So yeah, big win for Frankfurt, guys. We're not gonna linger too much on this, but it's the group of life. This is a very open group in my opinion, and it's gonna be very unpredictable for the remainder of the group stages here. So look, in terms of the next matches in this group, all right, taking some time to load there. Don't know why, but pretty slow. We got Marseille playing Sporting and Frankfurt coming up against Tottenham. Listen, right now, you're gonna fancy Sporting to get a good result. But for Spurs, I don't even know what to predict for them anymore. Seriously. Are we seeing the old Spurs creeping in? You know what I'm saying? Made some good signings, started the Premier League season well, but lately I'm seeing that old Spursy trend starting to come back. Let's keep an eye on Tottenham. They're on fraud watch right about now. So big up to everybody, man. Yep, Steve abandoned me tonight. He's gonna hit me up on Twitter and say, "Oh man, I'm sorry, oh man." It's okay, Steve. It's all good, man. I'm gonna hold you down. You know what I mean? You've done well. You've helped me out a lot during the Champions League qualifiers and the early stages. So I'm not mad. You see what I'm saying? I'm not mad. Steve will be back maybe on Friday to do some Europa League football. Hopefully he's in a better place right now. You see what I'm saying, guys? Not live talking football, but he's like somewhere. Being in a better place sounds kind of weird, like, you know what I mean? When they say, "Oh, you in a better place now?" Oh my God! Big up to King Huddle in the house, man. Appreciate you coming through. BX Gunner, Dane in the house. Big up to you, Dane. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the stream, man. It's your boy Dom and Liam Rich back with another one. All right, guys, we're gonna keep it moving. We ain't got all night, and let's get into the second phase, groups E, F, G, and H, where we took what, an hour to do the first set. We gotta do the second set a lot quicker because I don't think I have an hour, man, to spare. So Group E, Milan on top with 4 points, Dinamo Zagreb second with 3, Salzburg third with 2, and Chelsea at the bottom of the group with 1 point. And I have to say, this group is going to be a group that's going to be very difficult to predict because all kinds of crazy stuff is going to happen in this group, right? And we've already seen that. So, look, in terms of my prediction for this group, I'm predicting Chelsea topping, Milan second, Salzburg third, and Dinamo last. but it's all over the place right now. What do I know? Please tell me. What do I don't know anything. I don't know nothing. You guys don't know nothing. You know what I mean? 'Cause look at where Milan's at, look at where Dinamo's at, look at where Chelsea's at. You see, and Salzburg doing well in the group so far, picking up a draw against both Milan and Chelsea, who are supposed to be the strongest teams in the group. So, just to do a quick recap of this Group E fixtures: Dinamo 1, Chelsea nil, Tuchel sacked. Salzburg 1, Milan 1. Then we had Milan 3, Dinamo 1, and Chelsea 1, Salzburg 1. So I actually caught the second half of this game because I had some things to do. I had to go to the parts store to get some transmission fluid for my car. My tranny is like on the way out, guys, for my Honda. Oh man, sad, sad. I'm gonna try my best to rectify it though. I'm not just gonna give up on it. I'm gonna change a few parts and see what I could do. But good thing I didn't see any metal shavings in the oil fluid and in the pan. So that's a good sign, right? But the transmission's not shifting properly, so it might be the torque converter. I heard that could be bad from the code I got. So yeah, and to take the torque converter out, you got to drop the transmission, guys. So ah, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. But look, in this game, guys, Giroud backing off the first half with a penalty. Player brought down, I think that was Rafael Leao. I missed that. So I heard the commentator say Rafael Leao, I think, was brought down. Can't I did not watch the first half, guys. And I didn't watch the highlights for the first half for this one. But Giroud stepping up to take the penalty. He scored. And just after the resumption, the Belgian Salamakers put away in the 47th minute. But Dinamo came roaring back in the 56th with Mislav Orsic, their talismanic player. Brilliant, brilliant play, man. Listen, Bruno Petkovic with the layoff. Brilliant, brilliant layoff, man. Hold up and the footwork. Oh, man, nasty stuff. Great finish by Orsic to bring Dinamo Zagreb back in the game. But Pobega coming off the bench scored his first Champions League goal there for AC Milan. And I think that might be his first AC Milan goal as well. So he's coming back from loan. So convincing win on the day for AC Milan in terms of the score. But I think Dinamo went out there and really put up a hard, a good fight and made Milan fight hard for that win at the San Siro. But I told you guys, for those of you guys who are watching the preview with me and Mike, right? Dinamo Zagreb does not travel well. I did not think they were going to get anything from this game at all. They have, if you go and you check their recent traveling, their recent away record, it's poor. Very, very poor, man. And another poor result, but it wasn't a poor performance, in my opinion. I think they conceded that third goal when they were actually going for that second goal, so you can't really be too overly critical of Dinamo Zagreb because, look, they managed to pick up a big 3 points on match day one. And to be 3 points after two games, if you had given them that before the group stage started, they would have taken it. You see what I'm saying? Against Chelsea and Milan, give me 3 points. Yeah, I'll take that. So I actually predicted, my prediction here was a 2-1 win for Milan. And for the Chelsea Salzburg, I predicted a 2-1 win for Chelsea as well. Didn't turn out that way. So look, not gonna linger too much on this match, but big up to Pioli and his boys, and Ante Kacic and his has to go back to the Croatian league where they're leading, big hefty lead by 9 points, no, about 11 points in the Croatian league, and they're gonna win that league anyways. Again, another season, but the focus definitely should be on getting out of this group because it is possible. It is feasible. Definitely feasible. But look, this Milan team got some quality in there, but I think they have to, start, in my opinion, I want to see a little bit more from Milan. Let me put it out. I just want to see just a little bit more. Because I expected a better result on match day one. We didn't get that against Salzburg. But credit to Salzburg, though. Credit to Salzburg. You see what I'm saying? But this was a better showing for Milan, a more polished performance there to pick up their first win this season in the Champions League. Look, for Dinamo Zagreb, you got to give shout outs to guys like Misic, who's been doing a really good job in the midfield there. And, of course, Robert Lubicic, following up from match day one there. Look, not a match winning performance, but still, these guys have been putting out, their best foot forward. Another thing I gotta mention in the later stages of the game there, Antonio Marin, the youngster, very promising youngster, came off the bench there and kind of slapped elbowed Calabria in the face. And I think he was very lucky not to get sent off there. So you got to be very, very careful there, Marin, who should have developed a little bit faster, in my opinion. Maybe he needs to go out on a loan to maybe a lower League Dawn, Serie B. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the Dutch league, somewhere, because his development is not really, going in the right direction, in my opinion, though. But look, this Dinamo Zagreb team definitely want to watch in a group and expect them to cause a stir before the group stage ends. More, right? Not just a stir, more chaos in Group E. Because look, let's take a look at the next fixtures, right? Before we move on to the Chelsea game, right? Salzburg Dinamo is going to be a key game. If Salzburg manage to pick up a win, they put themselves 5 points. That's a great position. Let's say Chelsea at AC Milan draw their game. AC Milan would be on 5 points. You see what I'm saying? You see, Dinamo would be above Chelsea if AC Milan and Chelsea draw still. So this group is shaping up very, very nicely. And then the second half of the group stage could go the total opposite way. And we could see Chelsea back on top, or we could see them stay at the bottom. But this group is very, very intriguing. And I'm looking forward to match day 3 come early October. So look, let's talk Chelsea Salzburg, man. Let's talk Chelsea. Let me first say this. Before I talk the game, let me say big up to Graham Potter, because listen, Graham Potter was appointed Chelsea manager, and it's testament to the good work that he's done at Brighton. I think it's a reward for how much he's progressed as a manager. You see what I mean? And Chelsea did not go for the big marquee manager, a Pochettino, a Zidane, or whoever is available. They did some kind of, Moneyball kind of appointment there with Graham Potter, because he's done great in his previous stints, and at Brighton currently, or recently, he was doing a great job. I'm happy for Potter. I hope Chelsea treats him good and they don't sack him after a few poor results or unexpected results, right? Let me say this. You guys notice Graham Potter did not even care one bit about his appearance when he was at Brighton. He looked like Santa Claus, growing out his beard, wearing like basically anything to games. Seems like he got out of bed in those clothes when he was at Brighton, right? You see this guy at the Champions League match here, dressed in a suit. The man got a freaking man called up a celebrity barber and got a haircut. Oh my God. Listen, you would think he's, going up for an audition for the next Avengers movie or something. The man looked sharp. He looked like a whole different man. Seriously. But look, I gotta say, I like Potter. I'm a support Potter. Maybe not Chelsea, but I want Potter to do well. You see what I mean? Big up Nippon. How are you doing? Look, I think the players let Potter down on the day. Think he did his thing. Selection was on point, substitutions and everything. But the players let him down on the day, not finishing their chances off. Chelsea should have won this game. All day, Chelsea should have won. With the chances that they created, they should have won. Credit goes to Salzburg for getting the point, getting the equalizer. Sterling in the 48, good ball in. Sterling, scoring a Man City S-type goal there. And Noah Okafor, that was unacceptable defending by Chelsea. Thiago Silva going on the ground, missing the ball, but give it up to Adamu. I think that was Adamu with the persistence, if I'm not mistaken. And the square into Akafor for a good finish, right? Chelsea couldn't take the lead again, but created tons of opportunities. When I say tons of opportunities, I mean too many to remember. Way too many to remember. You see what I mean? And they should have done a lot better with those chances. And I think they let the manager down. His Champions League debut should have been a win for Chelsea. But what? They got to walk away with an unfavorable and undesirable result like they did on match day one. Imagine if this was Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, he would have definitely got the sack. You see what I'm saying? Because Chelsea managed not to pick up more than 1 point against arguably the weakest teams in the group. You see what I mean? And they were home. Imagine what happens when they travel to Salzburg, right? And I think they should beat Dinamo at home, but it's not guaranteed that they're going to get full 6 points against AC Milan, which puts them in a very precarious position. It does. Let's take a look at the lineups here. Graham Potter dropped Koulibaly and dropped Wesley Fofana. Those are big calls, man. Those are big calls. And in a way, you have to say it worked because Chelsea, coming off of a loss, picked up a point. So it's an improvement on what they did in Croatia. But they should have won the game. Let me repeat. They should have won the game. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang did absolutely nothing in the match. Mount was hardly involved, and he should have scored late. Havertz the same. Sterling, give Sterling credit. I heard he was unhappy when he came off. I didn't watch the match. I watched the highlights. But give him credit there. He scored a goal. But Sterling Sterling, bro, grow out the beard or something, bro. You're looking wild. You know what I'm saying? You're looking like a 35-year-old man right now. You're looking like me. Seriously. You're looking like you're in the twilight of your career right now. With the lack of facial hair. It doesn't fit you. Just want to put it out there, bro. You look wild and frustrated. Anyways, man, listen, Šeško was bright. Remember him testing the goalkeeper. But you gotta give this Salzburg team a lot of credit, man. 2 points against the toughest oppositions in the group. Expect them to want to actually go out there and get something against Dinamo Zagreb to put themselves in prime position to get out of this group, man. So, look, Pavlovic, I think, is a bright upcoming player. If I'm not mistaken, he's not that old, right? Pavlovic should be about 23, right? He's not that old. Let me see. Yeah, 21. Okay, just want to make sure. You know what I mean? He doesn't look that age, but he's 21, Guys like Ulmer is the old star, and, I think Cohn is an older guy too. But Chelsea would feel aggrieved by the goal as well because I think Bernardo fouled the Chelsea player Kovacic in the build-up to the goal, and that could have been a controversial moment, but that wasn't factored in. So look, disappointing performance for Chelsea, disappointing result, you know. And as you see here, Sterling says rueful because the chances were there. They were there. Wasn't taken. Let's take a look at the stats before we do move on. We got to touch the stats, right? Let's go to the key stats here. Chelsea with 63 attacks, 16 attempts. You see that? How many of those attempts were on target, guys? Let's just take a look. Only 2 saves the goalkeeper made, right? Look at that. How many was on target? 4. 4 on target. You see what I'm saying? 4. For Salzburg, only 4 attempts, 3 on target, 1 in the back of the net. So even though they weren't dominant in possession, look, only 31%. They didn't have a lot of the ball. They didn't have a lot of chances. But guess what? When the chances present themselves, they took them. For Chelsea, the total opposite. And that is a perfect explanation to why they only picked up 1 point so far in the group. All right? But it's an improvement on what happened on match day 1. So that's my thoughts for that game. Guys, let me know yours in the chat. Chelsea play AC Milan next. That's a must-win game. You can't not win that game, Chelsea. You got to win that game. That's a home match again. You got to win. Salzburg play Dinamo. Not going to give it with predictions, but Dinamo does not travel well. So Salzburg are rubbing their hands. They're licking their chops at the opportunity to go 5 points in the group. They will still be ahead of Chelsea and Dinamo if they pick up a win. And they will be hoping that Chelsea maybe get a draw or a win against AC Milan there to stay on top of the group. So that's Salzburg I'm talking about. So, yeah, let's keep it moving. That's Group E. Let us move on to Group F, where the champions, Real Madrid, were drawn. So, look, in terms of my Group F predictions, guys, let's just take a look at my predictions. Let me give you guys an update. I predicted Real Madrid to top, Red Bull Leipzig second, Celtic third, and not Dinamo, but Shakhtar Donetsk last. My prediction for match day 2, guys, are as follows. Shakhtar 2, Celtic 1. That game ended in a 1-1 draw. Leipzig 0, Real Madrid 2. And I think that's how it ended, right? 2-0 win for Real Madrid. So I got that one right. Let's talk Shakhtar Celtic here. Celtic look good in this game, man. They look real good. Real good. So first goal, Bodarenko own goal in the 10th minute. Great work by the Japanese contingent in the side. Fuharashi and the other one, can't remember his name right about now. But those guys linked up very, very well for that first goal. And let me get the player name for you right now. Hatate. Rio Hatate. Really good work by him. And Fuharashi leaving the ball to go into the back of the net, giving an own goal in the end. Look, much improved performance by Celtic, man. After the beatdown given by Real Madrid on match day 1, I think they showed up and were very unlucky not to win this game. Look, Shakhtar had opportunities. Shved had his chances. But it was Mudryk, man. When they had that big chance, Mudryk played in behind the pace and the skill to hit the ball, right? To hit the ball aerially and not on the ground. Giving the goalkeeper Joe Hart. Big up to Joe Hart, by the way. Former City man, back in the Champions League. Big up to him. Had a good game. But Mudryk, man, new star on the block. 29th minute equalizer, and it turned out to be very, very important. 1-1. But look, Celtic should have won this game. Look, Jota was damn good in the match, man. If he continues playing like this, next summer he's gone. He's sold. And he had numerous opportunities, weren't able to put it away. I'm not gonna act like I remember all the big chances by Celtic there, but they had chances, man. Maeda came off the bench, he had chances as well, and I think they should have won the game here against Shakhtar. I think it's an opportunity missed by Celtic Football Club. So, look, just to touch on the stats really, really quick before we do move on. It's a 1-1 draw. Give it up to Shakhtar for actually competing as well. Big win on match day one. Pick up a point here. It would do them very, very well. Pretty even possession. Celtic with 54. Shakhtar with 46. Celtic, as I said, more dominant with 16 attempts in 54 attacks. Shakhtar only 5 attempts here in the match. So they were well dealt with. Or you could just put it on the other side that they were busy dealing with Celtic's vibrance on the day and their energy. And I think Celtic definitely should rue the chance not going on to win this game. This is the opportunity missed by Postecoglou and his boys. Big, big opportunity that they might regret later on in the group stages, man. So, listen, just shout out to Shakhtar. You know what they're dealing with. The war and everything, late start. They had to, play a lot of friendlies to keep themselves in shape and everything. So this team is going through adversity and picked up 4 points on, in the first 2 games. So we're gonna keep it moving. Definitely gonna keep it moving. Let's go back here. We're not gonna do a deep dive into this one, but we're gonna keep it moving there. So look, the next game, Real Madrid, Leipzig, right? Real Madrid 2, Leipzig 0. It was a late show by Real Madrid. So you got to give Leipzig a lot of credit. I think they could have picked up something from this game, had a good start, a few opportunities, not capitalized on. But Real Madrid, not many. From watching the highlight reel, not a whole lot of chances in this game whatsoever. It was like maybe 1 or 2 chances. I think Valverde had one I could recall. They didn't even have did Hazard start this game as a center forward again? Let's just get the lineup up here so we could see exactly what's going on. This thing is, I don't know why this thing is taking so long to load though. I really don't know why. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna do this. I want to check the lineup. Okay. We got the lineup here, and Rodrigo actually started in the middle there as a striker, false 9. Vinicius Valverde, who ended up scoring a peach of a goal, and his celebration was super emphatic. But look, I think where Real Madrid struggled a bit in this game throughout the match, if you check the midfield, I think the midfield was a bit too rigid. With Camavinga and Chouameni in there at the same time, may not be the ideal combination right about now, to be honest. Modric, his creativity. Camavinga does have that creativity in him, but I think it would have been more suited for Toni Kroos, where you see he came on and you know what happened. You know what happened. I don't need to spell it out to you. You know what happened. You see? But look, I like what Marco Rose is doing with Leipzig. First 2 games, he beat Dortmund silly, and I think they put out a good performance against Real Madrid, but just didn't take their chances at the end of the day, right? But I like how he set this team up, bringing Salzburg back in the mix there as well, Haidara back in the mix, so let's keep an eye on RB Leipzig in the new regime here, the Marco Rose regime. But Real Madrid, we know their quality. Didn't have a good first 90, but came up clutch. The Valverde goal in the 80th minute there, that goal is one to remember, man. And the celebration, woo! Woo! Imagine they only paid 5 million for Valverde. Imagine that. And Asensio off the bench, that would do his confidence a world of good, man. That was a worldie. That was indeed a worldie of a goal. And I think he needed that big, big time. Remember a few seasons ago, Asensio, guys, come on. Asensio back in 2017. He's been around for some time, but, you know, didn't really live up to potential, but he could use opportunities like this to just get his groove back, man, you know? So I always like Asensio, but fell off the face of the earth lately. So look, just check some stats really quick and then we keep it moving. But Leipzig, when you come up against teams like Real Madrid, you gotta take opportunities when they present themselves, man. You know what I mean? And let's just check the stats, which will give us a clearer indication of what went down here. Real Madrid, 57 attacks, Leipzig, 33, but you see 9 attempts in the game, Real Madrid, 12. The possession pretty even, passing, so they were in the game. Not like they were played off the park and they didn't have the ball and they were chasing the game the entire time. They weren't. You see what I mean? They really, really weren't. But on the day, not clinical enough. 9 attempts, 3 on target. Didn't hit the woodwork or anything. Didn't hit nothing there. But Real Madrid, when they got their chances, they executed. And that's the most important thing. So 3 points for Los Blancos. Ancelotti must be a happy man. 6 points in 2. And they're cruising. Definitely the champions, the holders, our team we should keep an eye on. Still one of the favorites to go on to win yet another Champions League. Guys, big up to everybody in the chat. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the stream. It's 11:07 local time as we continue the Champions League review. We're winding down, definitely winding down. But before we move on to Group G, my group, guys, Leipzig plays Celtic. Match day 3, Real Madrid take on Shakhtar Donetsk. All right. So what we got here in the comments, man? Big up to everybody in here. Johnny Long's in the house. What else we got? King Hoddle in the house. Still all right. Let me see. Big up to Marcel. Big up to who else we got? Lego Dude. Guys, man, appreciate you guys in here, man. BX Gunner, appreciate you guys, man. You guys are supporting the thing hard. I love it, and I appreciate you guys 100%. All right? I know you guys be like, damn, it's okay, man. It's okay. We're here for you. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. So let's keep it moving. Group G. My group, Man City on top, 6 points. Dortmund second, 3 points. Copenhagen third with a point. And Sevilla at the bottom of the table with 1. So my predictions for this group, of course, guys, City to top it. We know how good Man City are. Dortmund coming in second, Sevilla third, and Copenhagen last. Right? It could change. It could really change. But you know where it won't change? At the top. Because at the top is just us. Okay? So remember that. I think Man City are going to run away with this group. Possibly 6 wins in 6 games. Right? Maybe they'll drop points in a few, but so far, so good. Mean business, right? Dortmund 3, Copenhagen 0 on match day 1. Man City 4, Sevilla 0. On match day 2, Copenhagen and Sevilla played to a 0-0 draw, while City beat Dortmund coming from behind 2-1. Let's take a look at this game. We're not going to talk too long about it. It's a 0-0 match. I watched the highlights and I regretted watching the highlights. Ain't much to really talk about. Big up to the Ajax youngster on loan, Mohamed Darami. He looked bright in the match. Big up to one of my favorite Copenhagen players there, Rasmus Falk. Big up to him. I like the look of this player, man. He has a lot of flair. Zeka, the Greek there. So Copenhagen holding their own so far in this group. You got to give it to them. Sevilla, a big letdown. Big time. Big time. Could have done better. Could have done a lot better in this game. So a point is a positive result still, judging that they didn't get any on match day one. You see? And I said that this Sevilla team is like a team for rejects. You look at Lamela, Isco, you know what I'm saying? Fernando, Rakitic, bounced around and ended back up there, Teles. Not everybody. Dimitrovic actually got a run out in goal ahead of Bonu this time around. So that's something that the manager, Julian Lopetegui, tried and kept a clean sheet at least. You see what I'm saying? At least Dimitrovic, the Serb, kept a clean sheet. Narrative there, Thomas Delaney coming up against a Danish team. We know he's from Denmark. He was replaced by Papu Gomez, former Atalanta man. So look, Sevilla do have the quality in their setup. It's not pretend they don't have quality players, but managing the league, the Champions League, 11s, rotation could get very, very, very tricky here. But look, give it up to Copenhagen for picking up a point. All right? So let us keep it moving. But before we do, let's just take a quick look at the stats for this game. We're not going to stay too long, but let's see what transpired. Look, 61% possession for Sevilla, 39 for Copenhagen. 7 attempts on goal there for Copenhagen. 26 attacks for Sevilla. 44 attacks, 12 attempts. 5 corners for Sevilla, 3 for Copenhagen. So, look, well contested, a point apiece. And it makes things very, very, very tricky in the group where Sevilla, where they're supposed to pick up 3, in my opinion, they only got 1. So, look, well poised for the bottom 3 groups, teams. The next game, man, massive game. Manchester City 2, Borussia Dortmund 1. I gotta say, I was falling asleep in the earlier stages of this match. I'm gonna keep it real, man. I was upstairs, Liam and I lay down watching the game, and I was falling asleep, man. It was not the best football for me. It wasn't. Not a few cameos, but the first half was really, really boring, I gotta say, man. Really boring. Man City with no attempts on target in the first half. None. And I can't remember how many attempts Dortmund even got in the first half. It was so boring. It was, oh man, I was like, God damn. City games are not usually this boring. But this one, in the beginning it was. But it turned out to be another classic for Manchester City. Look, Bellingham in the 56th. That was an absolute brilliant goal. Marco Reus, the corner, first ball was won by Dortmund. Second ball was won. Marco Reus put the ball back in the box. And look, Bellingham intelligence running behind our defense there, man. Caught everybody on their heels. Caught them sleeping. Caught them slipping. And headed in past Edison. You can't blame Edison there. That was a great goal, man. That was a great goal. That goal deserves an F-bomb in front of it. That was a great goal. Bellingham, has a bright future. Liverpool are looking to sign him. If I'm Man City, I sign him up. I hijack that deal because Bellingham is damn good, man. But look, City trailed for quite some time. For about 24 minutes. And we saw the desperation from Pep right away. As soon as we conceded that goal, we replied with some substitutions. Let's go down. Let's take a look at the substitutions right there. Mahrez coming off, Julian Alvarez on. Gundogan off, Bernardo on. And Jack Grealish, who does absolutely nothing, in my opinion, in the last... He does nothing. I'm gonna keep it real. Last season, I was kind of, making excuses for you, Grealish, but you've been doing nothing for Manchester City, bro. Seriously. Foden came on, and when these players came on, oh boy, things started to look really, really good. And when I say good, it started looking good because it was like, oh shit, we're behind and we could lose this game. Pep said, listen, man, let's get on the field, let's do this thing. And the play was more, it was just more attractive to look at. It was faster. Players played with more intent and threatened a few times to score. Then the big one came, man. Oh my God. John Stones, of all people. John Stones. John Stones with the worldie. God damn, that was a great goal. That goal was so good that Alexander Mayan, the goalkeeper, didn't even know what to do. I don't know if that would have beaten any goalkeeper, but it would have been a hard one to save. Just wanna say that. Just want to say that. And I like that the defenders are, getting into the act of scoring. Ruben Diaz in the last game, no Stones in this game. But the big talking point, man, 4 minutes later, Erling Haaland outside of the right foot cross by João Cancelo. Ooh, that was exquisite, man. And Erling Haaland with, what the hell do you call that? How the hell does he get his feet up so high? You see what? I don't understand how he gets his foot up so high above his head, though. Most players would go in with a header for those, not Erling Haaland. He's going in with some kind of freaking scorpion kick ahead of the defenders, and that was a magnificent goal against his old team. And talk about old team, Gundogan coming up against his old team, and not to forget, big up to the boy Manuel Akanji, starting back-to-back Champions League games for City, and I think he had another immaculate match. Apart from the goal we conceded, where of course he's part of the defense, allowing Jude Bellingham to run away. But I think that goal was more of a Jude Bellingham brilliance, because that Marco Reus cross shot, whatever it was, wasn't gonna go in. Oh, who knows? Maybe with Edison it would have crept in, but let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and say it wasn't gonna go in. You know what I mean? But oh man, telling you, man, Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland, brilliant. But we're talking the Dortmund players. Haaland, Akanji, Gundogan. Thank you very much, Dortmund, for these players, man. Thanks. Listen, as much as I talk a lot of crap about the Bundesliga, thank you very much for Kevin De Bruyne as well. You see what I'm saying? I think that Kevin De Bruyne didn't have the best of days. He was playing too wide, in my opinion. I don't know why he drifted so wide. But look, Stones, he filled in really, really well, man, at right back. I actually thought the setup was Cancelo at right back, Ake at left, and Stones on a Kanji, but it wasn't. It was Stones filling in for that right back slot again, like he has been doing over the last, well, let's say season. Last season he played a lot at right back, but I love that goal, man. That goal was absolutely brilliant. Rodri did his thing. Big up to Rodri. Ake, I think, had a solid game. Edison hardly anything to do. Grealish, he did his thing, and that thing is nothing, in my opinion. Morris didn't have a good game. Haaland isolated for most part, and then came up with the massive goal. Look, he doesn't even need to be a part of the game. He just needs to be there when the opportunity comes. But on the flip side, I have to commend Borussia Dortmund for the defensive work that they did on the day, right? I don't think they were too threatening going forward, to be honest. Apart from the goal they scored, they didn't do much. They really, really didn't do much. There was a few moments where they were in Man City's third and we had to deal with them. Or they blast the ball wide, but it wasn't too crazy. It really, really wasn't. But Hummels and Sula, oh man, these guys had a good game, in my opinion. They had a good game before Man City scored those 2 goals. Big blocks, big tackles. Those guys were up for the challenge. But at the end of the day, all of that was undone by some brilliant work by the likes of Erling Haaland, João Cancelo, and John Stones, of all people, with the screamer. I had no doubts that we are going to get something from the game. If we had gotten a draw, to be honest, I would have been satisfied with the draw. Because of the way we played, we weren't so clinical, we weren't really ourselves. I would have taken a draw. But the win is an added bonus. And the manner in which we won this game was just brilliant, man. You know what I mean? I think we turned up the heat in the second half there, where we know, after conceding, we weren't going to lose to Dortmund. And the last 3 matches between Dortmund and City have all ended in 2-1 results. Really crazy, right? And that's from what I could recall. That's definitely from what I could recall. The last time we met was in a quarterfinal. I think 2-1 result. So, yeah. Guys, let me know if you like my Jack Grealish jokes. Smash the thumbs up button if you haven't yet done so. Shout out to Dortmund. They give us a good game. Modest, pretty isolated, but, was helping out a lot. Quality team. But they usually don't hold on to their best players. You can't blame them, you know what I'm saying? Can't blame them. Really can't. So, look, just to touch on some quick stats here, guys. I know Pep is a relieved man. He did pick up a yellow card at the back end of the game for protesting to the referee. No, he's a relieved man. So, look, possession. City, 64% of the ball. 36 for Dortmund. 12 attempts for Man City with 79 attacks. So you could see City were just attacking, but just couldn't score. So let's give credit to the Borussia Dortmund defense, like I was just doing, right? So you could see 36% in terms of possession, 20 attacks, 5 attempts. How many of those attempts were on target? Maybe 1. Edison hardly had anything to do. They had 2 on target. Did Edison even play that game? Edison hardly have anything to do, man. You know what I mean? So City did hit the woodwork as well and came close on a few occasions, but, couldn't manage to score more in the early stages of the game and had to come from behind, like they have already done twice this season, to win this game. Absolutely brilliant comeback, man. I felt good. I felt really good because coming on here today to talk about a loss is not something that I actually want to do. I really don't. I don't want to be explaining myself. But look at Dortmund there. Blocks. 7 blocks. You see what I'm saying? Tell you, man, it was a good defensive showing. But at the end of the day, we are inevitable. Erling Haaland's going to be there. Wherever you need him, he's going to be there. Julian Alvarez off the bench, I think he had a brilliant game. What a team. And I'm going to leave it right there, man. Guys, smash the thumbs up button if you haven't yet done so. If you're new, subscribe around these parts. I should say if you're new around these parts, subscribe. But if you're new, subscribe around these parts, okay? So, guys, let me know your thoughts on Manchester City, man, in the chat. Just to, check real quick about the, you guys could see, let me see if I could get anything on the bench here. Dortmund did try bringing on Mokoku and Adeyemi and Milan. Milan had a good little cameo in the end there to maybe squeeze one back. It went really attacking at the back end of that the game there to come back. But overall, you could see Reina, Royce, Modest. But against City, you're not going to get many opportunities. Not a lot. Even when you look back at, I don't want to talk about that game too much, but the Real Madrid game last season where we lost the game and, got knocked out, not even them were dominating against City. So, could it be Man City's year to win the Champions League, guys? Yeah. but I'm not getting my expectations up high at all. Not me. Maybe some other Dominic, not me at all. So that's what Group G looks like. City on top, Dortmund second, Copenhagen third, and Sevilla last. In terms of the next match day, we have Sevilla hosting Dortmund and Man City hosting Copenhagen, where we are expected to see some rotation for this game and, you know, hopefully another big fat win for City. So guys, big up to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys sticking around for this long. We've been live for an hour 50 minutes. God damn, didn't even realize the time. The time's flying, man. The time's flying. So didn't it take City to get a shot at? Yep, we did. I talked about how we weren't good and it took us very, very long. De Bruyne did get man of the match there, but I think he was playing too wide in the game, man. Wasn't effective enough in my opinion. So look, guys, just to round things off, man. Let's start Group H. I'm getting a little sleepy. It's late. It's 11:26. I gotta get up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and I gotta go pick my wife up from work. I don't know if she's ready. Yeah, I haven't got any message or anything. But let's finish off today's video with Group H. You know what I'm saying? So PSG on top, 6 points. Benfica second, also 6 points. Juventus and Maccabi Haifa without any points in the group. Well. My prediction for this group, guys: PSG topping, Benfica second, Juventus third, and Maccabi fourth. So far, so good. Oh my God, man. Juventus, laughable, man. How they got so bad? How did Juventus get so bad in 2 seasons? 3 seasons. Let's say 3. They got really bad, man. Maybe they should have left Allegri at the helm. When they sack Allegri, things just went downhill, man. So, look, my predictions for this match day: PSG 6, Maccabi 0. Ended up being 3-1. And I predicted a 1-1 draw for the Benfica Juventus. It should have been, I think, a more embarrassing loss. Look, Benfica were good in this game, man. Give it up to Benfica. Milik in the 4th minute. Yeah, Juventus started well. Had a few other opportunities, nothing too clear cut. But Benfica, Jean Mario with the stutter penalty. 43rd minute, well put away. And David Neres with a good goal from a rebound. When I say, oh man, Benfica were peppering Juventus, man. They were peppering Juventus. Let's take a quick look at the stats. That's what I want to get into right about now, the stats here. Look, possession, Benfica with 54%. In Turin, imagine that. 19 attempts, 62 attacks. You see what I'm saying? They completely thoroughly outplayed Juventus and deserved nothing less than the win. Gonzalo Ramos with a few attempts early on in the game. Those were futile. And I'm telling you, they were outplayed. I can't find any other way to put this. No other way I could find. Check the attacking stats: 19 attempts for Benfica, 7 on target, hitting the woodwork as well. That's the post. And look, for Juventus, 11 attempts, only 3 on target. Not so good on the day, man. Not good. Not good. Ever since, and for that penalty, had to VAR had to do a review. It was that youngster fouling the Benfica player. John Mario stepping up to score. A player looked like he could be a one for the future. I can't remember his name right now. I'll get his name. His name is Miretti. Yeah, he could be one for the future. But look, Benfica were all over Juventus. Rafa Silva hit the post. Rafa Silva had a good game. Neres had a good game. A player, let me say this right now. I need to make a phone. I need to actually make a phone call, right? To Manchester City. I need to go to the website, find the damn number, make the phone call, and tell them, hey, there's a kid who used to play for River Plate by the name of Enzo Fernandez. You have a good relationship with Benfica already. Sign him up. Enzo Fernandez, man. Woo! God damn. God damn, he was brilliant in the game as well. Good to watch. Very, very good to watch, man. So yeah. Benfica deserve nothing less than 3 points here. Nothing less than 3 points. And sometimes I don't give Benfica enough credit, but I think this time around I did. I think they're getting out of the group, and Juventus aren't going to get out of the group. Vlahovic, very, very frustrated on the day. Not enough service. He looked like he was like, you look at the back line there. Bremer had a great opportunity to equalize. Just wrong player at the wrong place. Good takedown in my opinion, but the finish was poor. So even though Benfica had, the better match, Juventus, like the game against PSG, could have actually walked away with a point here. And it's Benfica that win all three. So give it up to the Eagles of Benfica. This is a huge, huge result. This result is an upset. It is an upset. I know it's kind of, disrespectful in a way to say it's an upset because of Benfica is a massive club and everything, but it's an upset. It is indeed an upset, man. After scoring so early in the game, you didn't manage the game well, allow the team to come back in and go ahead. Come on, Juventus, you deserve some licks here. So let's move on and let's land the plane. The final game of today's review, guys. I was planning to do some Europa League predictions, but I didn't remember until late, and I was like, I'm not gonna make any predictions, man. Plus, I was expecting my boy Steve to show up tonight to do the predictions, but Steve, you ditched me, bro. I'm not mad, but just calling you out, bro. You ditched me. You made me do this all by myself. Anyways, man, just to round things off, Maccabi Haifa 1, PSG 3, triple threat, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. But it was Maccabi Haifa joined first blood in the 24th minute. Brilliant goal by Sherry. He scored a really good goal in the qualifiers and another good one in the group stage proper here against one of the best teams in the Champions League right now, PSG. Right, guys, look, these goals scored by PSG, man, exquisite, man. Exquisite. The Messi goal, the Mbappe goal, oh man, and the Neymar goal, exquisite. I don't remember every minute detail, but I know these were some damn good goals, man. These goals were good. But look, throughout the game, Haifa, I think, put up a good fight. They had really good opportunities that they could have actually went 2-0 up, or when PSG equalized, they could have taken a lead again. They had a lot of chances. They created chances, but they weren't clinical enough. But look, the quality for PSG is what helped them out on the day. Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. Oh, Mbappe is scary. When he just runs at the defense, he's scary, man. You know what I mean? I don't know who's scarier, whether it's Erling Haaland or Mbappe, because as much as Mbappe could give you a more dynamic, display, Erling Haaland just scores, man, and the game is based on who scored the most goals. So Haaland could stand around and run around for 90, but you give him two opportunities, he's gonna score at least one. For Mbappe, maybe I don't know. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But both quality, man. You could go as far as to say both world class players in their youth. Does anybody object? Does anybody disagree? Because what we saw today there, man, is brilliant. It is brilliant. Just to watch Messi and Neymar and then you have more quality sprinkled in. Let's just let's refresh this thing. Let's feast our eyes on some of the quality that was on display there for PSG. Where I'm actually, you know, look, you got to give Galtier a lot of credit for not underestimating Maccabi and let's say resting all three players. You see what I mean? That would not have been a good decision. Because look, Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, Mukiele, and Nuno Mendes on the wings. That's youth and pace. Vitinha, I think, getting one of his first starts there for PSG, and Verratti, ever presence in the midfield, along with Sergio Ramos, Marquinhos, and Danilo Pereira. Donnarumma in goal, forced to make a couple saves. Look, give it up to Sergio Ramos. It's weird. Just watching the highlights, it's weird seeing Sergio Ramos in a PSG shirt giving high fives to Messi. For real, right? For real, man. Look, off the bench, Hakimi, Fabian Ruiz, and Soler. All pretty new players with the exception of Hakimi, though. So, look, you expect PSG to top this group. I expect nothing less. Juventus are not a force right now. They ain't saying nothing. They ain't not saying nothing. Not at all. But kudos to Haifa for actually putting up a fight in this game and not getting blown away 6-0 like I predicted them. So just to touch on some quick stats here, you know, Haifa 1, Galtier and his boys 3. Key stats 52%. You see, Haifa had a lot of the ball. A lot of the ball. 16 attempts for PSG, 12 attempts for Haifa. They had a lot of the ball. You see? Dangerous, very, very dangerous team. But what I think was a difference maker for PSG, it was Neymar, Mbappe, and Lionel Messi. If there was 3 other players up there, maybe they would have drawn the game. Believe you me, they would have drawn the game because it was just the finishing was just sublime. So guys, I'm not gonna draw it out any longer. Let's just move on and talk about the next match day in terms of this group, and we call it a day. So Juventus will take on Maccabi Haifa at home, and Benfica play PSG, where I think this would be a really good game. I'm ready to see what this very talented Benfica team does against PSG. Whether they could pull an upset at home doesn't matter because they beat Juventus on the road, but they're at home. Whether they could pull an upset or whether it's gonna be a PSG, running off with a big win here. So, guys, that's my review. Match day 2. I had to wait till the Wednesday because yesterday I could have did half and do it the second half today, like I used to do in the past. But I need a day to relax as well, man. I really do. I really do need a day to relax, man. But guys, guess what, man? Guess what we have? We have Europa League action coming up tomorrow. All right, so my wife ain't messaged me yet. So what we gonna do? Let's do some Europa League predictions. Let me see. Let me bring up the Europa League page here, and let's look at what's gonna happen in the Europa League tomorrow. Okay, I think the Arsenal PSV game is postponed. That might be the only one that was postponed there. Pull up the Europa League background. Big up to everybody still in the chat. You guys are the real deal. We got it done. And we are even going to do some Europa League. Let's go into gaming and let's do the predictor here. Let's go. Log in. I'm not going to log in, but let's go, man. Monaco versus Trabzonspor here. Look, Monaco at home. I gotta sign in. I don't want to sign in. Should I sign in? I really don't want to sign in, But let's sign in. Sign in with Google. Um. Sign in there. Yeah, let's sign in. All right, we're in. You see, you don't gotta be too lazy. Just sign in, man. So Monaco versus Trabzonspor. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Monaco. They're at home. I'm going to go for 2-1. 23% say 2-1. Action returns on, well, I'm looking at the wrong thing, guys. Let's go back. All right, rewind. Wheel and come again. I don't know why the thing went on match day 3, but let's go. Monaco, Ferencváros. 2-1. Yeah, I think Monaco will get the better of Ferencváros. But, of course, Ferencváros, I think, picked up a win on match day 1. Can't take them lightly. But I'm going to go for Monaco here. Trabzonspor versus Crvena Zvezda. Look, Trabzonspor at home. Turkish teams are very suspect. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this game. Give it up to Red Star. They know how to compete. The third match here, Karabakh, coming up here against Nantes. Listen, you travel to Baku, it's going to be a tough match. Listen, Karabakh 2, Nantes 1. Nantes, quality outfit. They got some quality in their team. But, oh man, going over to Baku, teams have not traveled well there this season. Olympiacos versus Freiburg. Freiburg in Europe looks a good sight. Olympiacos just signed James Rodriguez on loan from Al Rayyan as well. So Olympiacos at home is a good team. So this game, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here. Kudos to Freiburg. They're playing some good football this season. Sociedad versus Amonoya. Sociedad 2. Amonoya 0. Give it up to Real Sociedad picking up the big win over Manchester United. Guys, we're moving into the next game here. Sheriff Tiraspol versus Man United. Listen, are we going to see an upset here? This one's hard to predict. Sheriff 1. Manchester United 3. Bouncing back. What do you guys say? Solid predictions or not? Feyenoord versus Sturm Graz. Listen, I've seen Sturm Graz. They're not a team to be playing around with. I'm going for Feyenoord 1, Sturm Graz with pretty much an upset here. 2. Midtjylland versus Lazio. Midtjylland 1, Lazio 3. They've been in very, very good form this season. Give it up to the Italian outfit there. Braga. Good start to their league season. It fell off a little versus a team who started very, very well in their league to FC Union Berlin. For this game, I'm going to go for Braga 1, Union 2 on the road. 17% say it's going to be a 2-1 win for Union. All right. Another Union St. Gilloa versus Malmo. Listen, St. Gilloa at home, quality outfit. Malmo, 2-0. 2-0 to St. Gilloa. And we have 21% saying Malmo to win 2-1. And most people are actually going for Malmo to win this game. But not me. Not me at all. I'm going for Union St. Gilloa. These are people who did not watch the Champions League qualifiers or followed anything to do with that. they would know better. They would know not to predict against this team, man. This team, you know, not too bad. Roma versus HJK. Big up to the boy Michael Talks Football, who's probably in Rome as we speak. And HJK, I'm going to go for this prediction 3-0. I didn't even realize I could click that and fill it in. I've been filling it in manually. But I'm going to go for Roma to beat HJK 3-0. They didn't do too bad on match. They won. HJK, they lost. But Roma, they got to bounce back from that loss on opening day as well. So, listen, we move on. Betis versus Ludogorets. The green teams battling it out here. Listen, Ludogorets picking up a win. Betis, played some good football on the Pellegrini. 2-1 win for Betis here. 15% go with that prediction. Rennes versus Fenerbahce. I'm going to go for the French outfit to win this game. I'm going to say 3-1 for Rennes. Let's see how many of these I get right, though. Dinamo Kiev versus Ajax Larnaca. Dinamo Kiev would be without Mikhailo Shaparenko, who, messed up his ACL there on match day 1. He'll be out for 6 months. They've been a good outfit so far this season. Unlucky not to make it to the Champions League group stage. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Kiev over Larnaca. Bodo Glimt versus Zurich. Listen, two teams that I've actually seen this season in terms of, Champions League qualifiers. And Bodo at home are not to be messed around with. 2-0 to Bodo Glimt. Keitel, Knudsen, and his boys, Veltison and Saltness and Co. And big up to the youngster, man. What's his name, man? God damn, what's his name again? That youngster that they got from our house. Can't remember his name right now, but he's one to watch. He's definitely one to watch. Arsenal versus PSV will be postponed, but I did run into something that said that the Arsenal versus Man City game will be postponed to accommodate this fixture. So in advance, I'm going to predict a narrow 2-1 victory for the Gunners. All right, so those will be saved, and I'll be able to come back and see what I do. Right? Yeah, I think they're saved, right? They're saved, right? Okay. Let me share this. Share it. Save the image. I'm going to save the image, guys. All right? I'm going to save it. I'm going to put a 16:9. 16:9. You save it all across. And that was fun. I'm going to save a 1x1 as well. And I'm going to save a 9x16. I'm a thing there. I should do this every match day after I do Champions League predictions, right? Guys, we're not going to leave the Conference League, right? We're going to give the Conference League some love. Let's go over to the Conference League. Let's go to gaming. But before we do, big up to everybody in the chat who's still here. Appreciate you. Big up to MVP Kevin the House, man. Appreciate you coming through. Johnny Long still in here. Lego Dude, BX Gunner. You guys are enjoying the show today. Thank you very much, guys. Make sure you like the video, all right? Let's change up the background. Let's get some green in the background there for the Conference League, okay? And let's show the Conference League some love. Let's play the predictor. I should be able to go right in, and we are match day 2. AZ Alkmaar coming up against Vaduz of Liechtenstein. Let's go with a 2-0 prediction here for AZ over Vaduz, where 36% people are going with that. Apollon Limassol coming up against Dnipro. Ukrainian team there. Let's go with a 1-1 draw for this one. 1-1 draw. Punic of Armenia coming up against Slovan Bratislava of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Two teams coming down from the Champions League playoffs. I'm going to go with most people are going with Slovan, but me, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Punic here because, pew, 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 pew. Punic has been good this season. Zagreb is another team to watch over Basel. Big up to Zagreb. Most people are not even predicting them to win this game. But you know who's going to predict them to pick up a narrow 1-0 victory? Me, because I've known what they've been up to. Ghent coming up against Shamrock Rovers. This will be a good one. But I'm going to say 2-1 win for Ghent at home. Big up to the boy Sven Kums. And we keep it rolling. Djurgården coming up against Molde. This is a very scandalous Scandinavian derby here. And I don't mean scandalous meaning for real scandalous. Okay, guys? So for this one, let's go with a 2-0 win for Molde on the road. Slavia Praha, very tough team to play coming up against FC Balkani. I think that team is from Kosovo. And let's go with a 2-0 win for Slavia Praha, who is a more quality outfit. CFR Cluj of Romania coming up against Sivasspor of Turkey. Let's go with a 1-1 draw for this one. We have FC Köln coming up against Slovako of the Czech Republic. Let's go with a 2-1 win for Köln at home. Partizan Belgrade coming up against Nice. 2-0 win for Nice, in my opinion. It's not easy to travel to Serbia, but this Nice outfit possesses a lot of quality, and I fancy them to pick up a victory. Silkeborg, West Ham. 4-0 to West Ham. They're gonna run riot on Silkeborg. Mark my words. FC SB Stua coming up against Anderlecht. 2-1 win for Anderlecht. Lech Poznan, Austria Vienna. Interesting game. 1-0 win for Austria Vienna. Hapoel Beersheva coming up against Villarreal. Villarreal, another team you want to play around with. 3-1 win on the road for the Yellow Submarine. Istanbul Başakşehir here coming up against Fiorentina. This is a big game. And it's hard to predict this one, but I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 win for the guys in purple, Fiorentina. RFS, who picked up a draw on match day 1. Big draw against Hearts. Scottish team. Big up to the boy Doug. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with RFS to actually continue in there doing well. 2 goals. 2-2. 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. I almost went for a 2-1 win for RFS. Another draw. That's my predictions, guys. That is my prediction for match day 2 of the Conference League. All right? So, yeah. At least I did that, right? Guys, thanks for tuning in to yet another one. I'm your boy, Dominic Rich. We've been live for 2 hours, 17 minutes. I'm about to, should I go pick up my wife or no? It's too late. I'm going to go to bed. I think I'm going to go to bed. When she gets home, she gets home. But I'm going to go to bed, though. I think so. It's too late. I'm going to fall asleep behind the wheel, and I don't want that to happen. So, guys, that's there you have it. Champions League match day 2 review. Back with the consistency and Europa League and Europa Conference League predictions for match day 2. Just to give you guys in the live stream a little thing to feast on. I'm not gonna clip it and put it out or anything. It doesn't have a lot of value in my opinion. Didn't do no deep research. I didn't give you guys no background or anything. I just went off the dome with those predictions, okay? It's just a stab in the dark, guys. That's all it is. But look, like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, don't forget, go over and subscribe to more Dominic Rich FC. I want to hit that channel with more exclusive content in the future. It's been more of multi-streaming there. But I'm also going to do the Michael Talks Football collaborations over on more Dominic Rich FC. So it is definitely going to be some exclusivity there, okay? So, guys, thanks for tuning in to yet another one. It's your boy Dom. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.